everyone, and welcome back to my channel, Stefania Land, the Art of Something. So I am in summer 2023. This summer is very hot here in Sardinia, Italy, and therefore I thought I need to develop color films. Here we are. There are a lot of them, so I ordered my kit of chemicals, and this video is to show you the equipment that I'm going to use in order to develop handmade my color negative films. So if you want to know which equipment is needed, which one you can avoid, please keep on watching this video. So of course, as a first thing that we need are our films that are gonna be like shoot, and we just need to develop them. So this is the first things that we need, and all of them, because we are developing negative color films, they all need to be targeted as a C41, so make sure that you are actually developing C41 colors, because all this equipment is dedicated only for C41 color films. So after we have our films, of course we need our tank where we can safely develop with the chemicals or our films. So in this case I have a Paterson tank and a Jobo tanks. The Jobo one is dedicated to the Jobo machines, but it can be used also normally by hand. You just need to rotate it and that's it. And this is how I'm gonna use it, because I don't have any Jobo machine processor. These are two tanks with two spears inside of it for the 35 millimeters. So they will work for two films of 35 millimeters that are the one that I'm gonna have here with me, or the same tank can be used for medium format films or 120 millimeters. Just for saying, what I like is to separate my color equipment. I just want it separated from the black and white one, because sometimes it can be difficult to clean some other part of it, and I don't want that any of the chemical particles are gonna stay in there, and I'm not gonna be able to clean them properly, and at the end of the day I'm just gonna pollute the other process and I'm gonna ruin my pictures. For me, films are always the best, not the best, like the most important step in all the analog pictures, and therefore I just care a lot on the developing process. And maybe just me, maybe I'm crazy, but I just want everything separated. So in this case, this tank has always been used only and exclusively for the C41 color process, and for the Jobo one as well. If you are interested in knowing what is the main differences, what are the main differences between these two brands, please have a look on the description in the info box below this video, because you're gonna have already uploaded on the channel one video dedicated to the differences between these two tanks. So so we need the tanks, sorry. Then we need the tool for opening our film, and then we need also a changing bag for opening the film side without compromise the light, and putting our film inside the spiral inside the tank. This changing bag is not necessary if you have in your house storage or like a space under your stairs where it is very dark, there are no light at all, nothing even below the door, and therefore you can safely open your films. I don't have right now anything like that, and therefore I would just like to use this one. The process is just working the same way, nothing's changing, just like in one case you're not close in this bag, but everything works exactly the same. As well, even in this case, you have already uploaded on the channel one video dedicated to how to take the film from the rolls and move it to the spiral. Of course, the video is with the daylight, so I just bought one film, that's okay, in order to show you the process. So if you want to know it, please again have a look below in the info box, where in the description you can find all the information you need. Then we will need also some scissors in order to cut the film from the roll, and lastly we just need the negative support once we have developed our films. I'm just gonna clean up a little and I'm gonna be back. Okay, here I am again. Secondly, after we have that equipment, we just need to decide with which kit we want to develop to our films. Based on my experience, that is not too big for color films. There isn't such a big differences between brands. Color works always in the same way. What it can change is maybe the temperature, or like how many films I can develop with the same kit, or like the time the process needs in order to act properly. But the final result, there is no differences. It's not like the black and white. The color process in this way is very easy compared to the black and white, because the only thing that you need to take care of are the temperature of the process. That's it. No agitation are gonna change the final result, nothing like that. So in this case, I have used I have ordered Bellini photo kit dedicated for the C41. This kit I have already explained it in another video. Again, you're gonna find the information all in the description of this video in the info box below. And this kit is it's made in Italy. Works with 38 degrees, and it's made by 4 steps plus the pre-wash. So in total it's gonna be 5: the pre-wash, the developer, the bleach, the fixing, and the stabilizer. And that's it. There's nothing more I can say. Then this process works with water, or for example we can have some drops falling, some drops from our liquid, whatever. What I always like to have next to me when I'm developing any kind of films is just like a towel. So here I am, and then I am gonna have these ones just for make it easier transferring the solution from the tank to the bottle. Also in this case, as you can see, all of mine are tagged with the C41 description, and also which phase is this one. So this one, for example, is for the bleach, this one is for the developer, and this one is for the stabilizer. So it's up to you if you want to have them duplicated or not, or if you want to use always the same. But just keep in mind that the cleaning this part, it can be very hard. So this is like one reason why I like to have separated from the black and white. If you want to have only one for one process, you can. What is important is just like you always remember to go like in the correct sequence as you are developing. So for example, just and so the next time they are still working, because otherwise probably if you pollute them, they can lose their chemical power and you will not be able to develop it with that kit anymore. And then this one is just a container that I have for collecting water, nothing too crazy, not necessary, but just like convenient for me, just easier for using it. And so I mean, it's something that you can skip it if you don't want to buy it. Then another thing is just like you always need to protect yourself, because don't forget these are chemicals and they can harm you. So mine are just like a white, I don't know the name in English, jacket, medical jacket, like, sorry, I missed the word. I'm gonna put it on this video written. I don't remember it, I'm sorry. And then like some glasses, and then we're gonna have some gloves. These one are specific for chemicals, and then some masks as well. In my own experience and opinion, like it looks like the color process is more chemical than the black and white one. Not that the black and white is safe for yourself, so it's always good to protect yourself, but yeah, please keep an extra eye on the color one, because once you open the chemicals, like from the smell, if some drops fall on your skin, you can feel it like it's more itchy than the black and white one. And this is another reason why I like to do like color in summertime on the open air, because I mean the ventilation right here is the maximum level, for example. So that is, for example, for me, to me, it's my best solution, the best solution that I have found. And then the last piece, maybe the most important one. So let me see. So first of all, we have like the color one. The color process is not complicated, but what is complicated is controlling temperature. It means like it's important, the temperature is fundamental, it's very, very important. And therefore we just need some thermometer. You can have a digital one, or you can have also an old one. Let me see, like this. This one came from the Paterson one, and if you decide to go with this one, please keep an eye on the product, because there are two versions, and there is one version that, if I'm not wrong, is dedicated to the black and white, and it can barely reach like the 30 degrees, and not all the color kit works so like with the 30 degrees. For example, mine, this one works with the 38 only, but there are other kits that works with 30. So if, for example, you're used to work with 30, make sure like if you have the black and white version of this thermometer from the Paterson is working also for your kit, because otherwise you need for sure the color version, that this one is gonna reach like 65 Celsius degrees and 150 Fahrenheit degrees. In theory, for the color, because the differences allowed in the temperature are very minimal, I would say like that the digital one is better, but I don't like this one too much, so this is not my favorite choice. Maybe if I'm gonna change it, it will be better, but for now, I mean, I always use, when I use this one, I always use also the other one. I trust it more. And then of course we just need to mix the stock that we receive in the kit with water, and therefore we just need some measurements. And I have these 3 ones, so always like tags with the chemicals that I'm using. So this one is for the developer, this one is for the stabilizer, and this one is dedicated with the bleach plus fixing, or in this case like the bleach is already done. And then we just needed something for shaking and mixing everything properly. All of these objects are dedicated for the chemicals used. Again, you don't need all of them. It's just like I like to split them from the black and white ones, and I like to not to mix in anything in order to not to polluting next time some of the phases of the process and ruin my negative the process for developing my negative films. Once we have preparing them, we just need to move our solutions into bottles, and for doing that we can use like these ones. The chemicals are dedicated for the chemicals, these are very peculiar in analog photography because you can squeeze them and you can have a smaller portion, and in this way you're taking out all the air that can oxidate your chemicals and compromise the final solution. But usually with the color processor, I usually take the 1 liter kit like this one that I have, and therefore in order for making it easier for me, I just bought also in a chemical store these 3 glass bottles. Each one has the tag for the chemical that I had dedicated it to. But the system is always the same. This one I just use it if I need something more or something less. Maybe I just need like 500, something like that. But I mean, you can use one or the other. It doesn't change the final result. And then as a final piece, we just need a tray. This one you can find it in any grocery. This one is the one dedicated to the laundry, nothing too crazy. But what is important to me is the size, because it just, how does it work, the color process. So we're gonna take our chemicals that we have inside our bottles, we're gonna put it inside the tray, and then we warm it up with the water inside, and we are gonna keep our chemicals at the same temperature of the water around it, and in this way we can control the temperature of the process. So it is important to me that the tray is not gonna be too small, because otherwise I can't put all my bottles, and at the same time it shouldn't be too big, because otherwise it's gonna take ages to warm it up the water around for filling all the tray and make sure that the process is at the right temperature. And therefore for me this one is something that it can work. So try to not take it too big, but if you're gonna take it too big, or if you already have it at home, one day it's gonna be too big, there's nothing wrong with that, you can still use it. So this is necessary, yes and no, like it's necessary, you need one, but if you already have one at home, you just can skip this purchase. So we just say like that we are gonna fill this tray with water, and we need to warm it up the water. For warming up the water and keep a constant the temperature of the water itself, we have I experiment like 2 solutions. One is gonna be like put in here when I have this support, like a thermometer that, I'm sorry I don't have it here right now, and the thermometer is gonna like warm it up the process. If you need to work like with 38 degrees like I'm working right now, usually those ones are dark room dedicated thermometer, but if you want to work with 30 degrees, you can find some thermometer dedicated on the pet shop for the aquarium, because if someone has a tropical aquarium, that aquarium usually tropical fishes lives in temperature between 32-34 degrees. So if you have a kit that works with 30 degrees, you are below the tropical fish environment, and therefore you can find something on the pet shop. I have one. I didn't bring it here because it's not compatible with my kit, this one, and I have another thermometer in another place, in another house, that is working with 38 degrees, but that one is dark room dedicated. But so skipping this part, we're gonna put the thermometer on the base of the tray. And how does it work? It works like that the thermometer has an electrical resistance inside, and then it warms up the water that is gonna be around the thermometer itself. But if we are gonna have a big quantity of water, a big mass of it, you can easily understand that what's gonna happen. It's just like where we have the thermometer, and sorry guys, the camera switch off again for the overeating, so I'm gonna try now to finish quickly this video. So what I was actually saying was just like if you have the thermometer here on the base of the tray, I suggest you to go to a pet shop and buy a pump for aquarium, for aquarius, in order to fix it to a border and making circulating the water inside the tray. And in this way you're gonna refresh every time the water next to the thermostator, and in that way you can have actually a constant water all around the tray, and therefore also your liquid will have the same temperature as the water. But this is one solution. Another one is buying something like this. This one came from the cooking equipment. There is like a way of cooking meat. I don't know if you can cook also other things, and I know that you can cook meat, and it's called like a vis-a-vid. And how does it work? It works like you are going to cook the meat low temperature for a lot of hours inside the water, and in order to keep the temperature as you wish it, you can buy something like this. And this one is just like a thermometer for the water. So over here you're gonna set up your temperature, and you're gonna put it on a border through this clip like this, in this way. And so this one works like keeping the temperature on the desired keeping the water on the desired temperature, and at the same time like it has already integrated inside the system for circulating the water. And therefore if you buy something like this, you just need only that, and you don't need the pump for aquarius anymore. So I think I have explained to you all my equipment. Of course, this is something important because the controlling the temperature is the most important thing to run every time you are processing the color negative films with the C41 process, and even if you want to develop the positive negative films with the E6. You always need to control the temperature, so this one you can always use it also if you want to develop the color negative and positive films. And that's it. I think this video is really long. My camera asked me please switch me off, so now I'm gonna switch it off. I hope this video had been helpful for you. If you have any comment, as always, just keep it below this video, and let me know if you have any other equipment that I didn't mention, I'm not using. Maybe it can be always interesting in knowing it and useful as well, who knows. I hope you're gonna have a great day. See you in the next video, and bye bye.